So today we are going to be talking about a bit of underrated, I'd say, or a bit of
Hidden
a
gem.
under yeah, a bit of a hidden gem of a film. So it is The Wild Robot. It came out probably 3, 4 weeks ago now, is it? 2, 3 weeks
No,
ago?
18th of October.
Okay, a while back. So we're late to the party. But yeah, it's kind of came out and kind of came and went, and nobody
Unfortunately, had a bit of the
really.
Transformers effect, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I don't know what it is about animation at the moment. It
If it's
doesn't
not
seem to be
Moana
getting
2, no one
quite.
cares.
Yeah, unless it's like Disney related, it seems, or Pixar related. It seems that people don't really care about
No.
animation anymore, which is a shame because
So
this
sad.
film is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah,
So yeah,
I'll kick off with this one,
give us
but
a
like,
general thought. Yeah, you go ahead.
this is arguably my favorite film of the year. Like, it
Yeah.
is up there with. I mean, there's probably like three or four films that I could pass around daily and be like, I don't know what to put up there. But this is a big, big contender. This was an experience. Obviously, we'll
Mm.
talk about my reaction later on. But this, I don't know what it
Yeah,
was. This film, from the beginning to the end, it just captivated me from beginning to
yeah,
end. Obviously, but the story is, I came up to see you. We watched this in a really
yeah,
cool local cinema you've got, which is like a theater. So I think the
yeah.
whole experience had me kind of shocked. I was loving it. But
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
such a cool film to watch in an experience like that. And I think the whole cast really put their all into this, which again,
Mhm.
as we went back and said, it didn't really do much here in the UK
No,
even.
no.
I can't understand why this film is like so passionate by all these actors. You can tell they
Mm.
all wanted to do this. This isn't something they're just lending their voices to because they can. This is like
Yeah.
such a beautiful plot line about motherhood and
Mm.
AI and all that, where
Hmm.
it just wrapped up. It made the most beautiful story ever. Has some of the most incredible characters I've seen all year. I'm not really
Yeah,
great with the names. I remember Bright Bill was the duck. I can't remember what the
yeah.
fox's name was.
No, me neither.
All I know is it was Pedro Pascal, and I mean he was.
Yeah.
Pedro Pascal's done quite a lot this year and last year.
Yeah.
I think this is the best he's done. This is so good.
Yeah.
His performance in this
Yeah.
is unreal, and from start to
Yeah,
finish,
it is
I
beautiful.
just loved it. This is DreamWorks back on top form. Obviously, they did
Mm.
Puss in Boots 2, which was incredible, but I think this.
Yes,
I
yeah,
think
that
this.
was that's another one, another real hidden
That's what I mean. Like
underrated.
DreamWorks have kind of come back and they started releasing these bangers that aren't doing too well. But I think
Yeah,
this is DreamWorks firing on all cylinders, and I think this is one
yeah.
of the best films of the year. What do you think?
Fink, sorry, was
Think
the fox. Fink the fox,
that's it.
and her name was Vontra.
What do they call her though?
I cannot remember.
Give me a
I will
sec.
be
Give me a
honest.
sec.
But yes,
Roz,
so
Roz,
yeah,
Roz.
Roz. That's it, Roz. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I completely agree with everything you just said. It is just it's a real emotional film, isn't it? Like a
Oh
real
yeah,
emotional film. It's I mean, like obviously yes, we will talk about that a bit later on, but you can just you kind of feel it throughout.
yeah,
Like remember just from like just the normal bits. I think because it is just a basic story, but done so well. It's just something about Disney, and I think it's relatable for everybody because well, for most people, because pretty much we all have a parent
hmm
like person in our lives,
a
or
parental
whether it
guardian.
is a literal parent, whether it's a guardian, whether it's we all have that sort of parental figure in our lives, and yeah, just seeing that sort of struggle of her trying to figure out how to
Yeah,
parent and the duck. This is so stupid about this film, though, isn't it? Because like it's beautiful, and you're literally like the robot's really struggling to figure out her
yeah,
emotions, and then the duck is really struggling because he doesn't have real duck
yeah,
parents, and the fox is kind of struggling because he's never really fit in, just wants a
yeah,
family, and it's like
yeah,
it's such an odd like film, isn't it? It's such an odd sort of like concept,
yeah,
but it just works so well. Like it's such a yeah, it's just beautiful like throughout it, whether it's her like trying to teach him things like about what he needs to do to become like a proper bird and
yeah,
things, like all those moments of just you could just the amount of times I could just feel myself just being like welling up from
yeah,
like middle of the film, and it's just lovely moments
yeah.
between this robot and the duck, or the robot and the fox, all of them together. It's just yeah, I don't know what it was about this film, but yeah, it was it's just beautiful, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, the
It's just
animation
a real,
alone
like,
is incredible in this
yeah,
film. I'm starting to
it's
get a little
really,
bit sick of the whole like Spider-Verse animation at this point. We've almost overdone it too quickly. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But this film kind of utilizes the same style of animation while kind of changing up a little bit. But I think this is one of the best uses we've had of it because it
yeah,
almost looks like there's scenes where it looks a bit like brushstrokes and it kind of adds to
yeah.
the story and it makes it just look really good. And I really loved what they did with it. As I said, I can't really praise the voice cast enough in this film.
No, it's fantastic.
Everyone is so good. Obviously, Matt Berry has like a little character in it, and he was fucking hilarious. That was so funny.
Cracking,
The
Bill
thing is,
Nye as well.
Bill Nye as well. There's some like really good humor here as well, mixed with the
Yeah.
because the story is from start to finish emotional. Do you know what I mean? It's an emotional
Oh, God,
story.
yeah, no, really,
if
really,
you
really is, yeah.
if you know if you've lost a parent or something, you're really gonna struggle with this one. If you've
Yeah,
lost a
yeah.
parental guardian in any way, you're really gonna struggle. If you struggle to fit in, you're gonna struggle. But it is just one of
Yeah.
those films that it kind of hits a lot of insecurities for everyone. And as it does, everyone's going to relate to this film in some regard. I struggle to see a way you're going to come out of this film and go, that was bad. Like, I struggle
Yeah,
to
no.
see it. I can see maybe you're not really relating to it because you've got the perfect life, but
Yeah.
this is a film kind of made for, like, people who struggle, underdogs kind of story, and it
Oh, yeah,
just
100%.
honestly, we'll get into it now. I bawled like a baby watching this film. I was sat next to Zach, and I was struggling to keep it together. Tears
yeah.
everywhere. It was,
Yeah.
and what was there? 4 of us, 6 of us in the cinema.
Yeah,
So I
something like
couldn't
that, yeah.
audibly cry because there was
No.
like no one there.
I could just see out the corner of my eye, because, like, don't be wrong, I was like biting hard, like, I had my lip like in my teeth, just like, don't. I was trying so hard not to crack, and then I could just see out the corner of my eye, just this at your glasses, just. And I think that like stopped me crying because I was kind of laughing at you, and then we're just sort of like trying so hard to like keep it in, just. Yeah, no, I mean, it's fucking hell. Like, yeah, it hits like a truck, doesn't
And
it?
luckily, I'm
But
not
then, yeah,
someone
this-
who's. Oh, sorry. Continue.
Sorry, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of how it builds, though, isn't it? As I said, like, you're kind of watching the start, and it's fine, and then you get halfway through, and it just keeps building on this, like, just emotion, doesn't it? It just
Yeah.
hits emotion, and then by the end, as you said, like, it does just break you. It's not so much of a film where something happens at the end, and you kind of go, whoa, like,
Yeah.
it's just a constant, isn't it? It's almost
And
like a constant
They
sort
did a
of...
great job of not overwhelming you, though. Like, they don't. It's
No.
not like. I don't know how to put this in the right words, but it's not like they're trying to do anything that's like over the top. It's really subtle emotions that are really going to hit you. Like, for example, there's the bit where he has to go off and kind of fend for himself and migrate. Oh my God, I couldn't get over it because they'd had an argument or something beforehand, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, going off without saying goodbye to a parent. Like, we've all done that. We've all had a situation where you haven't said the right thing at the right time. And that's just something so subtle that when you hear it, you're like, fuck, it takes you back to a memory, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. And for an animated film of this caliber, and obviously it's aimed at children, it's a universal, I think it's aimed at kids, but
Yeah, no,
I think a lot of things are going to go over kids' heads. Obviously it's going to land in their mind for the future, but I think it's going to go over a lot of kids' heads and straight to the parents' heads. And I can imagine
Oh, God, yeah.
parents who took their kids to this were just shocked.
Balling.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of adult humor in this film as well. I was very surprised. There's
Of course.
there's
it kind of is. It's how kids films are. Like, you watch pretty much any kids
I mean,
film. there's very
DreamWorks are
rarely
kind of
we
the
watch-
kings of doing it, though. DreamWorks have got a way
Yeah.
of doing it, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But it just makes me sad. Like, this level of animation makes me sad because, as we just said, it's not Disney, so no one cared. And
Yeah, sorry, go on.
I'm so sorry, but Moana 2 looks really average, and we've had we've had Transformers 1. Those two alone are 2 of my favorite films of the year. Like, 2 animated films have managed to become 2 of my favorites of the year, and I have no interest in Moana 2, but Moana 2 is going to rock the the money. It's going to be insane. Whereas this was on streaming pretty much a month after release. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it really
I think this
hurts.
will get exploded come award ceremony time, and then people are going to get on board. I think this will win animated
Best
film
animated
of the year.
picture,
I think
yeah.
this is going to be it. And I think this is going to be, with time, I think this is going to be something people go, oh shit, like, I kind of missed that. Because you look at, realistically, the actual best, it's the same when you watch Spider-Man. Like, nobody, as much as they're good at the time,
Yeah.
nobody really gives a shit about them
No,
across
I agree.
universes
I
and
completely agree.
universes. But fucking incredible films. So yeah, it's kind of, I think generally when you find the best the animated films in general, when you're looking for what are the best animated films, it's not the Disney films, it's not the big blockbusters. It is these sort of like underrated, like, you know, non-Disney sort of films. So yeah, I do think this is going to build traction, and eventually people are gonna be like, oh shit, like, yeah, no, this is going to be something that in a few years time, maybe even in a couple of months time, once people sort of get on board with the streaming or with the award ceremonies and stuff, I think this is going to age beautifully, to be honest with you.
I pray it does, because this, again, it was just one of the biggest surprises of the year, and it's just, I knew I was going to enjoy it, but to think like this could possibly be at the very top of my list of films this year, compared to some of like, there's some films come out that are like literally for me. Do you know what I mean? Substance, for example, is the film for me, but this could easily overtake it. If I watch it again and go, fuck, I really still resonate with it, could easily be my favorite film of the year. And it just makes me sad that people are only excited for Moana 2 or whatever else Disney's doing. Mufasa, for example, which looks garbage.
Rubbish.
It looks absolutely garbage. Whereas
the live action Lion King is shit.
But whereas something like this, you could watch with your kids and everyone would have a different experience with it. It just makes me sad that these are the films that aren't doing anything. As I said, I know you weren't the biggest Transformers 1 fan, but for me, that was something that just like, that blew my mind. And I said, I think it was more the experience I had with my brother, who like really got a kick out of it. I've never seen him be so related to a film, which was so cool to see. But parents aren't taking their kids to see them. They're taking them to see Moana 2 and Lion King. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're doing the wrong move. Makes me sad.
Again, I think this kind of comes down to knowledge as well, isn't it? Like for me and you, like for you very much more than me, we're kind of in the space, like film, within the film sort of universe, I guess. Like we're in the sort of like the fan base where, you know, films are coming out that, you know, there's a lot of films I don't know that you're like, oh my god, you need to see this, you need to see that. But yeah, I think in general you kind of see the films, you know, you see these more underrated films. You know, we go to the cinema like regularly, like we just go into, you know, whatever's coming out next.
I try and see what I can.
And obviously, you know, due to the channel, it's kind of, especially for me specifically, it's made me watch a lot more films or the newer stuff coming out. So yeah, I think when you're in that sort of bubble, you're a bit like, I don't understand why people are not paying attention to this. But then when you kind of take yourself out of the bubble and realize like the wider world, like people don't generally go to the films to films in general.
And I mean, you know, realistically, I don't know if this film had any good marketing. I saw it in work, obviously, but
I don't think it did.
I didn't see any adverts for it. I didn't see anything about it. The most I've seen now is the advert on Facebook where it's like, now streaming. Where is this? And I'm like, this is the issue. They're butchering the marketing for these masterpieces. Do you know what I mean? It's like so bizarre.
Yeah, it's tricky though, isn't it? Because I think even with the marketing, you're not really going to get that far, because there's going to be, you know, as we said very recently, Wicked's come out. Like, I mean, that is everywhere. Like, it doesn't matter what film you're dropping right now. I mean, Gladiator 2's come out, no one gives a shit because Wicked's there. Like, it's as simple as that. Like, there's a lot of like older people going to watch Gladiator 2 because they like the first one, but like nobody gives a shit, because this is kind of how it is, depending on when you come out. Because I'm pretty sure it came out the same weekend as a big film, didn't it?
This one, sorry.
Was it Joker? That came out at the same time?
I think it was this and Joker together.
And I mean, obviously, Joker 2, as much as everyone thinks, whatever you want to think about it, like, it was fucking everywhere. Everyone's talking about Joker 2, and this kind of how it goes, isn't it? You know, you get these like big films that come out to get pushed and go, look, go see it, which you do, and then you kind of miss all these like other films that are released around the same time that people go, oh, I'm not really, you know, what, because it's a tricky one to sell, isn't it? If you're going to someone, do you want to see a film about a robot and a duck? You go, no, not really. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you kind of have to see it to understand it. So yeah, it is a shame.
Plus, it's not really an established IP. It's a book. It was a book years ago, but who cares about the book? Do you know what I mean? Like, as I said, one film, for example, that I know will do really well, I have no interest, is How to Train Your Dragon, the remake. Because it's a live action remake and it's going to do millions, do you know what I mean?
But I love How to Train Your Dragon, but I don't care about that film.
Looking at it, it's a shot-for-shot remake of the original, do you know what I mean? So why... It just makes me sad that that's going to make bucket loads of money. This has done nothing, but it's one of the best films of the year. So I could rant about this for hours, but I'm going to stop because this video is going to go on for a million years. But I think If you haven't seen this, I cannot recommend this enough. This, as I said, if you've got a family, watch it with your family. If you're just one person, watch it by yourself. You'll have a great time. It is just one of those films. And there was a point in the cinema where I finally stopped crying. I finally got together. And then something happened. Fink said something, and his voice went all raspy. If he did, I was gone again. Next part, crying. Do you know what I mean? I just think this is a perfect film for me. I have no negatives on it.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, as I said, like, I mean, I'm guessing you're a 5.
100%. It's the easiest 5 I've given so far.
I'm a 5 as well. Yeah. Like, we're both completely, you know, this, as we said, like, this is, for me, this is the best animated film of the year.
Yeah.
It's just, it is just a beautiful film. It's something for everybody.
I agree.
It's, you know, no matter who you are or what you've done in your life, like, even if your life is absolutely perfect, you can still relate to this in some sort of way. It's not too pushy. It's not too, like, you know, it's not just a sad film. It's not just a happy film. No. It's not just a kid's film.
It's a great story.
It is. This is as much of a universal film as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
This is you, the film.
Yeah.
So it is perfect, and recommend to absolutely everyone.
I think
Please,
kids films. We've had a good year of kids films this year, and we've got we've got Moana 2 now, which is supposed to be fine, but we've got 2 big ones at the end of the year, and as long as one of those is good, I'm happy.
I wonder which one you're looking forward to.
Mufasa. No, I honestly, if Sonic 3 has to be the film now, and I think it's been a good year for films. If that's bad, you'll never see me again. So
we'll not talk about that until the time, because otherwise you will be here for another hour. So yes, thank you very much for listening. As you said, recommend to everyone. Please go find this somewhere. Whatever streaming site is on, just go find it. Yeah. Even if you need to do it, you know.
Just rent it through somewhere, and give them the money they deserve.
Yeah, rent it.
Let's be nice. Let's give them the money they deserve.
Yeah, no, they do deserve the money. But yeah, thank you for listening. We will catch you soon. Christmas coming. Woo!
Thank you.